Hi everyone, my name is Dimitri and welcome back to DimitriTube. The internet has been on absolute fire this week. Let's talk about it. The TikTok ban is scheduled to go in effect this Saturday at midnight unless Congress pauses the decision or the company ByteDance sells its US assets. And right now, it is Friday at 2:30 p.m. and I don't think either of those things are gonna happen. I'm pretty sure it's too late for Congress to pause the decision. And at this point, it doesn't look like it's gonna sell either. Earlier this week, Mr. Beast was trying to buy it, but I don't know if he was truly trying to buy it or if that was just for clout.
I just got out of a meeting with a bunch of billionaires. TikTok, we mean business. This is my lawyer right here. We have an offer ready for you. We want to buy the platform. America deserves TikTok. Give me a seat at the table. Let me save this platform, TikTok.
Also, why the did he wait until last minute? The TikTok ban goes in effect on Saturday and he started putting together a plan to buy it on Wednesday and now he's trying to find investors and do all that. Like, sir, it is way too late. The amount of money it would take to buy it along with getting investors and to buy the assets of a company that large, you're gonna need a lot of lawyers involved. Like, it's gonna take more than 5 days to get that done. Biden and the Supreme Court are putting this TikTok plan in place to shield American social media users from the influence of the Chinese government and protect their personal data. And keep this in mind because I'm going to mention this later in the video. Now, the question that is on everyone's minds is, what will the kids do without TikTok? And I'm gonna go over some of the options and tell you whether or not this is a viable option over TikTok. And the first one is Instagram. People are definitely not going to Instagram. Everyone is against Instagram because the algorithm is just terrible. Since Instagram removed chronological order in 2016, it's gone very downhill since then. There are way too many ads on it. And the Instagram algorithm prioritizes things that it thinks you may like. And usually these things are typically from influencers or just big news stories. And then it buries all of the posts from your friends and family. And you likely won't see it until 3 or 4 days after the fact. Also, Instagram is owned by Mark Zuckerberg, who literally got on the Joe Rogan podcast last week and gaslit all of us for 3 hours about censorship on his platform. Now Zuckerberg is trying to backtrack on all the censorship his platform did in the past because Trump is about to be president again next week and he needs to get on his good side. But that is neither here nor there. And also, if you want me to make a video about that episode of the Joe Rogan podcast, please let me know below in the comments, because that interview, from what I'm reading in the comments, that 3-hour interview was very interesting. And those aren't the only issues with Instagram, and I could talk more about Instagram, but I'm trying to keep this video short. Next, if you made it this far in the video, please go ahead and pound that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Next is Facebook. The kids are definitely not jumping to Facebook because that's for old people. Next, some people are saying that once TikTok is banned, they're getting rid of social media altogether. Once the TikTok ban goes into effect, people are gonna take up reading or like some other hobby.
I'm gonna be honest, and I'm sorry to say it to all my creators on here, I'm not following you to Instagram or YouTube. I'm not, when this app goes away, unfortunately, so do I. I'm not following any y'all anywhere. Honestly, I'm gonna pick up reading. Well, I already read, but my phone use is going down. I'm not following anyone anywhere. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel the same.
This is a goddamn lie. Americans are so addicted to their phones. They're literally like cigarettes. There's no way all of y'all are just going cold turkey that quickly. And phone addiction doesn't just go away that quickly. A lot of people are gonna need something else. Like, it is very hard for most people not to look at it when it's always in their pocket. Next is Twitter, and the kids are not going to Twitter. So I absolutely love Twitter, but in general, people are just too savage and too anonymous on there. Like, the comments on Twitter are like 10 times more savage than the comments you see on TikTok. And the other problem with Twitter is that there's a bit too much corn on there. And since Blue Sky started, a lot of the corn people migrated over to Blue Sky, and there definitely has been less of it, which I appreciate, but there's still a good amount on there. And I go to Twitter for the drama. I love just going to Twitter and just watching people argue. Like, that's why I go, but I do understand a lot of people go for the corn. And I don't have Twitter on my iPhone. If I look at Twitter, it's always on my MacBook. And one of the reasons for that is because sometimes you will just be scrolling Twitter and it just pops up. I just don't want to be in a public space and have that pop up and having people think I'm watching that in public. And now a bunch of people are moving from Twitter to RedNote, and some people call it Redbook. It's in Chinese, so I don't know what it's called. I think it's RedNote, but a lot of people call it Redbook. RedNote is a Chinese-based app, and apparently it's like Instagram, Tumblr, Pinterest, and TikTok all rolled into one. And right now, RedNote is the #1 downloaded app in both the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. And the irony of all of this is that the RedNote app is actually owned by the Chinese Communist Party. And don't ask me specifics. I don't understand how a political party can control an app, but apparently they can. And this means Americans are just openly and willingly giving their information and data to the Chinese Communist Party or the CCP, and they don't give a fuck.
I just downloaded RedNote, and all I can say is that Instagram is gonna go out real sad. And watch this, watch this, watch this. 漂亮女孩在哪里? These are light years ahead of us. First thing I see on this app is Luigi content and fine shit throwing fits, bro. Mark Zuckerberg was scared of me giving up my data. I'm about to give that straight to Xi Jinping in a red envelope. 多条验美国. And to get it. And the best part is I don't even gotta introduce these to communism. The app is literally Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok all squeezed into one, bro. Yeah, they're gonna be sick of me. Long live China. Long live Xi Jinping. Big up to Mao Zedong. I just downloaded RedNote.
And RedNote is welcoming Americans with open arms. They're referring to us as TikTok refugees. Oh wait, they're not welcoming the gay people though. They're already censoring and removing LGBTQ plus content because y'all know that does not fly over there. And if you didn't know that doesn't rock over there, well now you know. And apparently Cardi B, Mariah Carey, and Sabrina Carpenter are already famous on it. So I personally have not tried the app yet. I'm gonna wait till TikTok like truly gets banned and then maybe I'll try it from there. We'll see how things go. But honestly, I may just take up more reading. I mean, I like reading, but I may just take up more reading because that TikTok app is like pretty addicting, and I'm sure the RedNote is just as addicting. And in general, like I could be making more content for y'all or reading or just doing something better with my time. And sidebar, one of my New Year's resolutions was to drop a video a week for y'all, so I'm really trying to stick to that. And now that everyone is hopping on RedNote, Americans are learning a lot about the Chinese, and the Chinese are learning a lot about Americans. For example, the Chinese are shocked that we have had the same federal minimum wage for years. We have to pay over $1,000 for rent, and if we take an ambulance, we have to pay for it. They're shocked. But at the same time, come a little closer. I'm pretty sure there's still some slave labor in China, so yes, they may not have a minimum wage like us, but also they just don't pay people and treat them like slaves too. How quickly we already forget about the brand Shein. And on the American side of things, Americans are shocked at how nice and welcoming the Chinese people are, how advanced their technology is in terms of algorithms and transportation. They even have an electric train that goes a distance from about Boston to Chicago in less than 4 hours, and a ticket is like less than $130. And also, mad Americans are now learning Mandarin because the app is mostly Chinese. So I think you need to learn a little bit of Mandarin to use it, and like people are truly like learning Mandarin. Again, I haven't used the app and I'm not quite sure how it works, but I do think it's interesting that Americans are learning another language, and another language that's not an easy language to learn. And just a heads up, China does not have free speech like we do in America. So Chinese people cannot talk about the government. So a lot of the things you're seeing on the app is only the rainbows and puppy dogs in China. China, I'm sure, has a lot of issues just like we do in the United States, but you're just not gonna see it on this RedNote app. In general, Americans just need to touch grass more. Like, Americans really need to go out and travel more. Yes, I'm glad they're becoming more worldly by using this Chinese app, but it's not the same as actually going to China. Overall, there's just a lot of theories floating around on this app, and keep in mind, I'm just a random guy on YouTube explaining some of the things I saw on the internet, but I will talk about a few of the theories that I thought were interesting. In general, I do not think that TikTok is gonna sell last minute, and if it does sell last minute, it's gonna sell to some like untrustworthy billionaire like Mark Zuckerberg. And people on TikTok would much rather give their information to the CCP than give their information to an untrustworthy American billionaire. And I personally just think it's a pick your poison type of situation. information, give your info to the CCP, or give your information to an untrustworthy American billionaire. Like, neither option is particularly good. And a lot of people think their data is just gonna get stolen regardless, so they're just like, F it. Next, a lot of people think the government is trying to control the media. And not only that, a lot of Congress people hold stock in Meta. So a lot of these Congress people purposely voted in favor to ban TikTok because they know if TikTok is banned that a lot of people are gonna go to Meta. And this is very much a conflict of interest. But the people in Congress don't care. Nancy Pelosi has been insider trading since I was a baby. And you think her and the people in Congress are gonna stop now? Please. Miss Nancy loves an insider trade. And the last theory, instead of Congress putting a bill together that has a sweeping ban against data collection, Congress instead is solely just banning TikTok. Why are they doing that versus just a complete ban on data collection? It's because they want an American billionaire to swoop in and buy the company so they can control the data. This is why Zuckerberg has been in cahoots with President Biden for years now. This is why Elon Musk has been in cahoots with President Trump for years now. Because let's be real, Zuckerberg was stealing our data for years now with absolutely no repercussions. And lastly, going back to the idea I had earlier in the video, Biden and the Supreme Court put this in place to shield American social media users from the influence of the Chinese government and protect their personal data. So if TikTok is so dangerous, why are there so many politicians on it? Kamala, who is Biden's vice president, was literally campaigning through TikTok a few months ago. Anyways, in conclusion, this is my prediction. I'm pretty sure TikTok is gonna go away on Saturday. It's gonna go completely dark. And then we're just gonna be in this post-TikTok malaise for a bit, trying to figure out what's the next hot social media app, unless someone creates a new app and creates it quickly. And don't get me wrong, once TikTok goes dark, some people are gonna jump to Meta, some are gonna jump to YouTube, some are gonna jump to Twitter, some are gonna jump to Instagram, and some will even jump to RedNote. But overall, there's just so much distrust of China in this country that I don't think RedNote is gonna take off in the way that TikTok did. And if it does, it will take a while. Keep in mind, y'all, TikTok only blew up because we were literally stuck in the house and had nothing better to do during the pandy. And for me personally, I'm probably just gonna be on Twitter a little more, and then I'm gonna take up reading more books. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not really addicted to my phone. I am the type of person that I put my phone down and get away from it for a bit. And let me know below in the comments what social media all of you watching this video are planning to jump to. And overall, just what you think of this entire situation. And that's it. That's the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one. Bye. I've been on 10 like 4th grade. Same nigga, but I'm more paid. Lame throwing more shade.